everyone, and welcome to my channel. So today's video, as you can see from the title, I'm going to be doing my full face of makeup using only samples. So that can be foil samples, you know, bigger samples, deluxe size samples. I have a makeup item for every step of my routine, which I was honestly so shocked about. I thought I was going to have a product missing, you know, that I needed for my full face of makeup, but I have a product for every step. So every step of my makeup routine in this video is going to be using some sort of sample of any size that I have. I first saw this video by a YouTuber named Samantha March, so if you're not subscribed to her, go and subscribe to her. She has a really awesome channel. So that video really inspired me to go through my collection and see what makeup samples I have, and I was so shocked at the amount of makeup samples, not only that I had, but I had something for every step of my routine, like I said earlier. So I know I am not the first one doing this video. She's done it and a bunch of other YouTubers have done this video, but I thought it would be an interesting video to do. And since I had, you know, a product for every step of my routine and just a ton of makeup samples in general, I thought I would do this video and see how it goes. I have some makeup samples that I have used before, and I have some makeup samples that I've never used before. So I thought this would be an interesting video just to see some of my first impressions on some products that I've never tried before and let you know some of my thoughts on products I have used before. I just thought this video would be kind of interesting, so let's go right into it. So I actually zoomed you in a little bit just so you can see what I'm doing on my face, and I also pulled my hair back with a hairband just so my hair is out of my face while I'm applying my makeup. So the first thing I'm going to be applying to my face is a face primer, and the product I have here that I'm using as a face primer, it technically isn't a face primer, but anyways, it's the Estee Lauder Pore Vanishing Stick. Now it's this deluxe size sample. I got this as a 100-point perk from Sephora. And this is what it looks like. So it has kind of this clear balm with sort of a like translucent skin color like balm in the center. I'm not sure like exactly how it feels. It kind of just all feels very silicone-y. So that's what I thought I would use as my primer to put in the areas around my nose and just anywhere that I have pores. I thought this would be an interesting product to try out. It looks really interesting, and I think this is also on sale too on Sephora's website because the Estee Edit the whole line is being discontinued. So I thought I would try it out and see how it goes, especially for 100 points from Sephora. Also, if you see me look down, I am using this Sephora mirror because I'm literally just in front of my window in my bedroom. So this is all I have as a mirror. So if you see me look down, that's what I'm doing. Okay, so I just applied it to the sides of my nose, and I think it did a fairly decent job. This is my first time ever trying out this product. I think it did a decent job. It didn't completely cover up my pores, but it actually has a little bit of a cooling feel. I don't know if it's just because my face feels really like sweaty and hot. So I'm going to finish applying this on my nose and anywhere else I have pores on my face. So it definitely feels very silicone-y, so I just applied it straight from the stick, and now I'm just kind of blending it in with my fingers. It's not super thick or anything, but I just want it to kind of evenly coat so my pores, you know, look more invisible, and so, you know, nothing looks crazy or anything. Overall, immediately, I don't see much of a difference in my pores. I mean, they look a little bit minimized, but not really. My skin does feel really smooth where I applied the Pore Vanishing Stick. Now, I'm not sure how long this will make my makeup last, but that will be an interesting thing to test out as well. All right, so next I'm going to be applying foundation. Now, I'm not sure if this is cheating or not because this is a sample that I got kind of more customized from Sephora, but luckily, hopefully, it will be in my more correct shade than like a typical sample like this. I feel like samples like this typically don't have my shades for me. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation, and this is in the shade 0.5, so this is the lightest shade in the range. I am, I think, 1.0 in their original Naked foundation, but the ladies from Sephora said it oxidizes a little bit, so they did a shade lighter than I do for that foundation, if that makes any sense. So it just comes in this little pot, and it looks pretty liquidy inside. So I'm just going to apply the foundation with my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, one of my favorite brushes for applying foundation. Whoa. Either I applied a lot to my brush or it's just really intense coverage. Okay, so far with the application of that much foundation, I just needed it for my entire face. This foundation is super full coverage. So yeah, just using this brush makes my face look super cakey and just is not looking very pretty. So I am going to be using a beauty blender to sort of smooth it out a little bit and see if there's, you know, if I can just even it out a little bit more. All right, so I smoothed out and blended out more of my foundation with the Beauty Blender, and I definitely think it looks a little bit better, but this foundation is no joke. It's super full coverage. You don't need a lot of it. I definitely applied too much of it. It's definitely getting into like my creases of my smile lines and just in pores, which means this really didn't work out because I applied this on my smile lines too, and anywhere that has pores. So as of right now, this foundation is really not helping to conceal those pores and lines. It's really making me look pretty old, but it's probably just my bad because I applied way too much foundation. But the coverage, you know, if you like full coverage, this is for you. And I definitely think there are times where I do like a fuller coverage. Actually, it's not too heavily in my lines. It's just, you know, in my smile lines as usual. But it definitely blended out a lot better with the Beauty Blender. So if I were to use that foundation again, I would use the Beauty Blender and a lot less product. And just, I forgot to mention this, but I've never tried that sample of foundation before, so this is my first impression of that foundation. All right, so next I'm moving on to concealer. So I think I'm going to be using two different kinds of concealer, one for the acne on my face and one for under the eyes. So my one that I think I'm going to be using for acne is this Benefit Boing Airbrush Concealer. This is one of their new concealers. I think all of the other concealers they've come out with in this line, they've just repackaged. They're just concealers they've had before, but I'm pretty sure this one is a brand new concealer, and this is in the shade number 1. So this is the lightest shade they have, so hopefully that works out for my skin tone. And then I think for under the eyes, I'm going to be using this Becca Aqua Luminous Perfecting Concealer, and I'm probably going to use the shade Fair. It's the lightest shade. And I'm just going to be using a brush for both of them. This probably might work better with my fingers, but I'm just going to use a brush for this video. Oh wow, this stuff is super creamy. It's creamier than I thought. So yeah, there's a lot going on the brush there. Okay, so I applied the Benefit Concealer with the Sigma F70 and then blended it out with the Beauty Blender. I swear the Beauty Blender is definitely so worth the money. I use it so often for so many different purposes. But anyways, I think this concealer is pretty nice. I think it's just a teensy bit too dark for me, but I think, you know, just using it as the deluxe sample, it's fine. It's definitely not very high coverage, and I also feel like I really didn't need this concealer because the Urban Decay foundation was such high coverage, so I feel like the concealer didn't really do much, especially when I shaded it out with the Beauty Blender. It really looks like I didn't apply that much concealer because the foundation is so high coverage, but I definitely would love to try out the concealer with just other foundations that I've used before, or even use it on its own by itself without any foundation under it. I think it'd be really nice to try it out, so I definitely would love to try it out again, and I really think it's nice so far. It's not super high coverage, feels super creamy. That was my first time ever trying out the concealer, so I definitely will keep it and try it out a little bit more to have, you know, more of a rounded out opinion of it. All right, and next for my under eyes, I'm going to be applying the Becca Aqua Luminous Concealer. All right, so this is what the shade Fair looks like. They do have a lighter one in the shade Porcelain, but that's the one I'm going to be using. It looks a little dark, but we'll see how it looks. Okay, yeah, it's definitely a little bit too dark for my under eyes. Okay, so I applied the Becca concealer to my under eyes. Again, the same thing. I applied it the same way as I did the other concealer with the Sigma brush, then blended out with the Beauty Blender. I definitely think it's not very high coverage at all either. It's a little bit dark for the under eyes, but I think it's a good skin tone shade match, especially when I blend it out. You know, when you first apply it, it's a little intense, but when I blended it out, it looks fine. It feels like a nice concealer. I think it's definitely a little bit more hydrating than, for example, that Benefit concealer or a lot of other concealers, but I think it looks really nice under the eyes in my opinion, but it's hard to tell since it's not very full coverage. I just honestly feel like I applied too much of that Urban Decay foundation, so it's sort of, I don't know, it's kind of ruining my whole look a little bit, at least to, you know, see how the other concealers work and everything. but I think it looks really nice under the eyes. It's not, you know, caking up or, you know, showing the wrinkles underneath my eyes anymore. I definitely, you know, I'm kind of liking it. I'd like to, again, try it out more. Again, that was my first time trying that concealer out. Okay, so my camera stopped recording, so I'm not sure if it zoomed exactly in the same spot, but we're just gonna go with it. So last for my base products, I'm going to be using a face powder, and I just got this deluxe sample recently, and this is from Tarte, and this is the Tarte Smooth Operator Amazonian Clay Finishing Powder. So it's just a translucent loose setting powder. So I've been wanting to try this product out for a while, and also I'm going to be applying it with this Bare Essentials Bare Minerals Flawless Face Brush. Whoa, this is literally like smoking up. Okay, so that seemed like a really nice, you know, finely milled setting powder. Again, my foundation situation is not helping the cause, but it seemed really nice. It's really nice and finely milled, so it just was really smooth going on. I can't tell an immediate difference just because of the foundation, but it seems really nice. I like how it doesn't look white. Even though the powder is white, it doesn't look white, because even some translucent powders, they say they're translucent, but they look white on the skin anyways. So yeah, that seemed really nice so far, but I really don't have much to say because I can't tell too much. I just kind of have to try it out more to have more, you know, thoughts and opinions on it. All right, so now we're going to move on to cheek products. So we're going to first start with a bronzer slash contour product, and this is a really small deluxe size sample from the Balm, and this is called the Balm Desert Bronzer and Blush, and this is the color. It looks like a really, really nice color that really can be either a bronzer, a contour, or a blush. It's just a really nice color. I have tried it before, but it's been a while. I got this in Birchbox, and I haven't been subscribed to Birchbox in I think about a year. So I am going to be applying this kind of as a bronzer slash contour on my face, and I'm going to be applying it with this MAC brush, and the number is written off it, but it's a small like blush brush basically. Okay, so I'm really liking that the Balm product. I think it's a really nice shade for me. It has a little bit of a pink undertone, so it doesn't look too orange on me. I really like it. It's definitely a lot darker than my neck, so that situation isn't too good, but I really like the color overall. It really does warm up in my skin in a nice natural way, and I don't know if I'd use it as a contour, but I definitely would use it as a blush or as a bronzer. I really like the color of this. Okay, so while my bronzer is looking pretty darn good, my nose is not. I don't know if you can see, but the foundation is just clinging to my nose like crazy. I don't know if it's the combination of the foundation and the Estee Lauder stick, but it's not looking pretty, but my bronzer looks great. All right, next we're moving on to blush, and this is another deluxe sample that I got in a Birchbox quite a while ago, and this is the Cargo Water Resistant Blush in the shade Los Cabos. So it's sort of a shimmery coral color. It's perfect for the summer, and it really does last a long time, and I'm going to be applying it with the Sigma Large Angled Contour Brush F40. This is the rose gold one. I recently got this from Influencer, which was super exciting. It's a really nice blush brush. See, look how pigmented that is. I haven't used this in a while, but look at that pigment. Okay, so honestly, I probably applied a little bit too much to this side, but that just shows you how pigmented that blush is. It's a really nice blush. It lasts for a long time, and it blends out really nicely. And even though there's shimmer in the product, it doesn't show up too much on your skin. If it does, it's just like a little bit of a glow, but honestly, I don't notice it. I just notice the kind of corally-ness of the blush. So yeah, I really do like that blush a lot. Okay, and the last step for the cheeks is highlighter, and this is from Tristique, and this is the mini highlight stick in the shade Maldives Luminescent. This is a cream highlighter stick, and I realized too late I probably should have applied this before I applied powder, but you know what? Whatever, we're just gonna see how this goes. And this is a gorgeous highlighter color. All right, so I'm just gonna apply it straight from the stick. Oh my gosh, that is super pretty. Now, I've only swatched this before. I've never tried it on my face. And I remember the swatch being super gorgeous, but that looks really nice. Now, obviously, it's a strip, and I'll blend it out, but that is looking really nice. And I'm just gonna blend that out. Okay, definitely not applying it over powder, but I think overall it's a really gorgeous highlighter. I'm definitely going to try it out again, not over powder, but I think, you know, it will do. It's definitely a really pretty color and goes well with my skin tone really well. All right, so we're zoomed in a little bit more because we are going to get started on the eyes. So first I'm going to be applying a brow product, and this is from Milk Makeup. This is their Gel Brow in the shade Pilsner. It's just a brow pencil. Okay, so my brows definitely need to be brushed out a little bit, but this product, it's really interesting. So it's a brow pencil, but it also is kind of a wax. So it's a pencil and a wax combined. So when you brush it through, it kind of feels like you're brushing on, you know, brow wax, but it has color to it. So because of that, I definitely feel like it sort of sticks your brow hairs together a lot more. But I really think that's a cool concept because then it makes your brows stay in place. But I definitely think you have to be careful with it. And I definitely have to, you know, kind of brush out my brows a little bit. So I'm going to do that real fast and be right back. Okay, so straight on, this pencil is a little bit dark for me, but once I brushed it out, it looked fine. I have tried this out before, but I've really only used it if there were certain spots in my brows that I missed. So I feel like it's really good for kind of like spot correcting, if I say so, like your brows. If you know, put in brow powder or a pencil or something and you missed a big spot, I think this is good for that. But for all over the brows, I'm not the biggest fan of it just because straight on it looks a little bit weird because it is the pencil and wax formula. I'm not loving it, but I definitely don't think it's a bad product. I think it's a really cool concept. All right, so now we're gonna move on to my actual eyes. So I do have a sample eye primer from Urban Decay, but it's in the shade Sin, and so that's sort of like a shimmery pink. So I feel like that wouldn't go as well with the sample eyeshadows that I picked out. That this is sort of a shimmery pink, but it's a little bit less intense. And this is actually a eyeshadow crayon from Laura Mercier. This is their Caviar Stick eye color in the shade Rose Gold. So it is kind of a pink, but it's a little bit, it's, you know, more gold and a little bit more neutral. So I'm just going to apply this all over the eyes. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. It's definitely a little bit more gold, but I really, really like it. I definitely think this will go well with the eyeshadows that I have. Okay, so I really like this cream eyeshadow stick from Laura Mercier. It applied really smoothly. I really like the color. Now the only thing I'll have to test out to see if this wears all day, I am not wearing eyeshadow primer. I do have a little bit of the Urban Decay foundation on my eyes because I had a little bit left over, but other than that, I don't have any eyeshadow primer. So we'll see how my eyeshadow lasts without any eyeshadow primer, which is, it's really hard for my eyes to do that because they do get really oily and crease really badly because I do have oily eyelids. So if this makes my eyeshadows not crease, that will be really, really awesome. And then next for my actual eyeshadow, I have this little Smashbox Full Exposure Eyeshadow Duo. And I think these are some eyeshadows that are in the Full Exposure eyeshadow palette, but I actually got this cute little duo from a Play by Sephora box, and I thought it would work perfectly for this challenge because they're just sort of like little mini eyeshadows, and then also I can get a look at it. So it works out really great. So it says that this shimmer, it's called S3, and this matte is called M3. Now I have tried this out before, and the matte is a really, really nice transition or crease shade. The shimmer is not my favorite, but it's definitely not a bad eyeshadow. So I am just going to first apply the crease color with this Sigma E40 brush. Gosh, it is blending out super well over this Laura Mercier cream eyeshadow. Alright, so next I'm going to be taking the shimmery color in the duo and applying it with my Sigma Large Shader E60 brush. See, it's just when I dip into it, it's just like there's glitter flying out of it. It's not super pigmented, but I mean, it's a fairly nice eyeshadow. Yeah, it's not super pigmented, and it's if you don't like glitter, you won't like this, but it definitely, you know, works out for this eye look. Okay, so I'm definitely not a huge fan of this glitter shade because there's just not a ton of fallout, but there's definitely a little bit of glitter fallout with this one. So I wish it was more of like a metallic shade versus a kind of more shimmery or glittery shade, but I really do love this matte eyeshadow. I kind of wish they sold something like this like individually in Sephora. I feel like really only people who had the Play by Sephora box could get this little duo, but I mean, I really like it. I don't love the shimmer shade, but it's just really nice to travel with and if I need sort of just a quick eyeshadow look. And next I'm going to be applying an eyeliner, and I have a ton of deluxe sample eyeliner, so it was really hard to choose one, but I thought I would choose this one. This is the Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Crayon in the shade Blacker. Okay, I definitely think mine is a little bit dried out. Gosh, did mine really dry out? Oh my gosh, my eyeliner, it totally dried out. It was not this dried out. That is crazy. That makes me so sad. I wanted to try this out. I know it swatched really nicely when I first got it, but oh my gosh, that is insane. I don't want to throw this away. I want to try it out. Maybe I'll have to try out another eyeliner. Let's see if I can make it work again. I'm gonna see if I can chop this off because I want it to work. Well, that is really, really disappointing. So I cannot revive this eyeliner. So fair warning, if you have this eyeliner and have opened it for a while and haven't used it, it's going to dry out, which makes me so sad because I know this eyeliner is so expensive and I've been wanting to try it out. I've swatched it literally once, haven't used it. I mean, to be quite honest, I haven't used it in like a year after I swatched it, but I didn't realize it would literally scratch my eye, not show up pigmented. That makes me so mad. So we're just going to use another eyeliner, and this is one I've never used before, that I also would, you know, love to try out as well, because like I said, I have a ton of deluxe sample eyeliners. This one is from Lancome, and this is the Drama Liquid Pencil, the Extreme Longwear Eyeliner in Noir Intense. So hopefully this works out a lot better. Yes, this is so much better. Gosh, now compared to the dried up Marc Jacob one, this one applies super smoothly. Like, this applied really, really, really nicely. So yeah, definitely really liking this eyeliner. So I think I'm going to smudge it out just a little bit because I like that trick to kind of like smooth out my eyeliner. All right, sorry for my dog barking in the background. So I smudged out my eyeliner a little bit. It didn't smudge it out perfectly, but it definitely smudged it enough that I felt like it kind of perfected my eyeliner line, because I feel like sometimes when I draw eyeliner, it just doesn't look nice and smooth, but I feel like it looks really good. Now, update on the eyeshadow. I have a ton of glitter fallout. So like I said before, you do get quite a bit of glitter fallout. All right, so now that Lancome eyeliner kind of, you know, saved the day, came to the rescue with my eyeliner situation, we are going to use another Lancome product, and this is their new mascara that they just came out with. This was my birthday gift from Ulta, and this is the Monsieur Big Mascara. I have not tried out this mascara before, but I'm definitely really excited to try it out. I haven't heard a ton of people talk about it, but it's a new mascara that just came out. All right, so this brush looks pretty decent. Get ready to see my mascara applying face. Gosh, I am really, really liking this mascara. All right, so this mascara seems pretty nice. I definitely feel like it needs to dry out a little bit for it to be more intense and more voluminous, but I feel like it makes overall my lashes look really, really nice. I really like the formula. It feels nice. This eye was when I first applied the mascara, and then this is when I dipped it back in again. It does feel and look a little bit more clumpy, but this first eye looks really nice, and I definitely, you know, want to use it a little bit more to, you know, again, get more thoughts on it. All right, so I have a couple choices for lip product samples, and they're both from Urban Decay. This one is the sample of the Revolution lipstick, and it comes with 4 different lipsticks. So it comes with 69, Rush, Streak, and Liar. And then I also have the Revolution lip gloss in the shades Kinky, Assassin, and Bittersweet. And for some reason, I kind of want to use this Bittersweet one just because the rest of my face is a little bit more neutral other than my blush. My blush is a little bit more corally, but I don't know. I kind of want to use this purple shade because I never really use shades like that, or I might use maybe Streak from Urban Decay. Do you know what? I'm just gonna go bold. I'm gonna go for this purple lip gloss. I've never tried these lip glosses. I've had this sample for a long time and I haven't used it. So yeah, we're gonna go with this bittersweet color. Oh my gosh, guys, this purple lip gloss looks intense. What am I getting myself into? Guys, look at that pigment. That is insane. All right, so we're going to apply this bright purple lip gloss. Let's see how this goes. Okay. I kind of like it. It definitely shears out a lot. Okay, so the only thing I'm not liking so far is I feel like it gets really sheer near the outer edge of my lips, but near the inside of my lips, it's more pigmented. So I feel like it's applying a little bit unevenly, but we're just gonna apply it to the rest of my lips and see how it goes. Okay, so I'm actually kind of digging this purple lip gloss. It's definitely a little less pigmented than I thought it would be initially, but I kind of like it. It has a little bit of a ombre-ish sort of look because it's a sheer lip gloss, but I kind of like it. It definitely is a little bit more of violet or fuchsia, so it's a little bit more flattering, but I kind of like it. Is that crazy? I don't think I'd buy the full size of this or a full size, you know, lip color of any, you know, line in this color, but I definitely think it's cool to try out. I don't know if it really goes with my eyeshadow that well or with my blush, but I don't know, I'm kind of digging this lip gloss. We're crazy enough. And for the last product, I am going to be using a setting spray. I have quite a few deluxe size setting spray samples, and this one I just got recently. This is from Supergoop, and this is the Defense Refresh Setting Mist with Rosemary, and this has broad spectrum sunscreen with SPF 50 PA+++. So that's awesome that it has sunscreen in this setting mist. It says it has a matte finish, 3-in-1, sets makeup, controls oil, and delivers UV photo aging protection. So it has quite a few claims. So we're just gonna shake this up. It does have some balls in here to shake it up. All right. It's a really fine mist. It definitely doesn't seem as refreshing. Maybe it's the rosemary scent, but it doesn't seem as like refreshing as like the Herb Decay setting mists or any of those setting mists that are like that in my opinion. But yeah, or maybe it's because of the sunscreen. Maybe because there's just so much sunscreen that I can sort of like taste it, or it doesn't feel as refreshing because sunscreens can be a little bit thicker and all of that. But it's sprayed really nicely. I feel like in the full size the spray would be a little bit more even, but it's just a nice, really sort of mist-like, which I really like. All right, so this is my final look, full face of makeup using makeup samples in my collection. I don't think I would do this look again. Now looking in another mirror, it looks a little crazy. The purple was sort of like the goldish neutral eye. I don't know if I would do that look again, but I definitely feel like I like a lot of the products individually. Some of the newer products that I did first impressions on, I'll definitely have to try a little bit more. I definitely feel like I mentioned a lot, I really feel like I need to see how long it wears and how it looks after wearing it for long periods of time. So if I have any updates about that, I will put that in the description box down below. I feel like this video is already long enough, so I'm not gonna like wait a few hours and like show you guys. Sorry, my hair is a little bit crazy too, but I guess it goes with kind of this crazy makeup look. Luckily, I have nothing else to do today, so I'm probably just gonna actually go ahead and wash some of this makeup off. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of unique video. It definitely was really fun to film. It took a long time, but I definitely think it was really fun trying out some new products and picking out some of the samples to use in this video. It was really, really fun to do. So I'm glad that I saw Samantha March's video and decided to do this video. So if you guys enjoyed this video as well, go ahead and give it a thumbs up down below, and also click that red button down below and subscribe, or click my face on the end card at the end of this video to subscribe to my channel. Also, I am on Twitter and Instagram at BeautyTalkSam for both social media platforms. I will have links for those also down in the description box as well. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Bye everyone.